Grand Canyon fossils unveil evolution's bizarre experiments. Imagine a time when life on Earth was like a mad scientist's lab, experimenting with bizarre and wondrous creatures that defy imagination. This is the story of the Cambrian explosion, a period when evolution went wild, and a stunning new fossil discovery from the Grand Canyon is shedding light on its lesser-known sequel. But here's where it gets fascinating. While the Cambrian explosion is famous for its strange and complex life forms, the period that followed is like the unsung hero of evolutionary history, and these fossils are finally giving it the spotlight it deserves. About 500 million years ago, Earth witnessed an unprecedented burst of life, known as the Cambrian explosion. During this time, the fossil record shows a sudden appearance of intricate, often peculiar creatures, laying the groundwork for most major animal groups we see today. And this is the part most people miss. The Cambrian explosion was just the beginning. The real story of how these early life forms adapted, competed, and innovated is where things get truly intriguing. Fossils from the later Cambrian period are scarce, leaving us with an incomplete picture of evolution's next chapter. But a groundbreaking discovery in the Grand Canyon is changing that. Researchers from the University of Cambridge unearthed over 1,500 exceptionally preserved fossils in the Bright Angel Formation, a site that was once a shallow marine environment. These fossils, dating back 505 million years, are 3 million years younger than the famous Burgess Shale, offering a rare glimpse into a time when complex life was settling in and starting to experiment with new survival strategies. But here's where it gets controversial. While ecological resources were abundant, competition was fierce, driving species to evolve unique adaptations. For instance, the worm species Cradraco spectatus had teeth with elaborate filaments of varying shapes and lengths, suggesting they used them to scrape surfaces and filter food particles from the water. Crustaceans showed signs of suspension feeding, using tiny hairs to direct food toward molar-like structures. Meanwhile, mollusks had rows of shovel-shaped teeth, likely used to scrape algae or microbes from surfaces. These innovations highlight the intense pressure to exploit new niches. But it raises the question, did this competition drive progress, or was it a survival of the fittest arms race? The Cambrian explosion gets all the glory, but the period that followed was where the real innovation happened. Once life forms were established and stable, they began experimenting with new forms and functions. And this is why it matters. Most major animal groups, including arthropods, insects, arachnids, and crustaceans, and chordates, us and other backbone-bearing animals, trace their origins back to the Cambrian. The strategies that emerged during this competitive phase make us set the stage for their success over the next 500 million years. The researchers suggest that while the Cambrian explosion laid the foundation for modern animal adaptations, it was the scaling up of competitive interactions that drove long-term functional innovation. But this interpretation isn't without debate. Did competition truly foster innovation, or did it simply weed out the less adapted? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. This study, published in Science Advances, not only fills a critical gap in our understanding of early life, but also invites us to ponder the role of competition in shaping the diversity of life we see today. What do you think? Was this competitive phase a catalyst for innovation, or just a brutal survival test? Let the discussion begin.